Traders 20, that's the show you're watching so that you can have a profitable trading day. What's happening with the broader markets? Well, you've got the small cap index that's notched up a good 0.5% as we speak. Some of the counters which have hit a fresh high then include a V-Guard Industries. From the cement pack, JK Lakshmi Cement also doing very well, as is a Banari Aman. But let's take it straight to our last set of technical experts who now join in on the show. Rajat Bose as well as Deepak Mahoney. Welcome to the show. And Rajat, what have you identified for today?
See, I have identified three stocks for today. First one is DLF. DLF is clocking very good volumes, and my feeling is that DLF is likely to hit the targets around, say, 217 to about 219. This stock is looking quite bullish, and now put a stop below 211. Intraday chart shows some consolidation, but once it sustains above 214, it is likely to hit those targets of 217 to about 219. HDFC Bank, this stock has a major resistance around 602 to 603. Yesterday it tested, even in the morning it tested, and possibly there would be another retest, and I am banking on the retest because it's one of the strongest banks. Even technically shows a lot of momentum. So chances are 602 to about 603 would be rescaled. Intraday corrections being over, put a stop loss below 595.80 and buy. And finally, another stock that has finished its intraday correction around 675, I'm talking about Sun Pharma. Whatever trend you talk of, short term, medium term, long term, all trends are up. Sun Pharma is headed towards 700 plus levels. But for intraday, I've kept a target of 685, 84, 85 would be a better idea. And 669 is the stop loss, because that was the level where it took support yesterday. So I use that as a support level and the stop loss level as well.
Okay, three long ideas coming in from Rajat. And Deepak, you've also got three bullish calls coming in for us.
Yes, the market is now in an intermediate uptrend, and it doesn't make too much sense to look for short sales, because even if a stock falls, it's not likely to give very good returns. So the three buys, the first is India Cements. The whole cement pack anyway has been strong for quite a while. That rally has not seized up yet. India Cements has a bit of a resistance, you might say, at 87.5, but with the market being what it is, I think that should get broken very soon. Stock has got a stop loss of 85 and a target of 90. The target in India Cements, as well as the two stocks to follow, they should be achieved in about a week's time. IRB Infrastructure, now infrastructure stocks have started gaining momentum with the market. And these do give very good returns when they start going up, however temporary they may be. But while the going is good, IRB is a buy with a stop loss of 124 and a target of 131. Finally, Piramal Healthcare, that's been in a pretty persistent uptrend for a while. The pharma uptrend has also continued into the market's rally. Stop loss of 529 here and a target of 558.
Okay, so that's 18 long calls coming in all from all of our technical experts. Let's take time out then and thank all of them for being with us on the show. Ashwini, Mitesh, Sandeep, Prakash, Deepak, as well as Rajat. Great having you on the show as always. But what's brewing in the commodities space? Who better than Manisha Gupta, our currencies and commodities editor, to join in with the latest. Hi, Manisha.
Hi, thank you for that, Awan. Well, we have seen a bit of a profit-taking come in case of commodities. Remember, in the last couple of sessions, you have seen a big run-up happen into them, especially in case of crude prices, which has slipped below $92 per barrel right now. But you did see the crude prices gain up 6% in past two sessions there. Also, Europe will take further action, is the statement coming in from Germany and France as well to tackle its debt crisis. That in turn is a bit supportive. The Middle East turmoil is another factor which has been adding premium in case of crude prices. As far as the base metal prices go, yesterday was a slightly better day, but today in Shanghai and Asian markets you have seen a bit of a decline coming in. But then again, it has been the European support, and markets will be watching out for the German industrial orders for June today in the markets to get further direction for the economy there. How do you trade all of these commodities between all of these expected numbers? For that, let's go across to Hitesh Jain from IIFL. He joins us live on the show. Hitesh, hi, welcome. How are you looking at the base metal section today in the day, especially ahead of the Chinese data and whole host of it that is expected in this week later?
See, Manisha, we have seen for the past few months that no euphoria lasts long. And the same applies for the US non-farm payroll related euphoria. That's why we've been seeing an upside the past 2 days. I think we would see a lot of most of the commodities again drifting lower. In regard to the base metal complex, I think we would like to short copper August contract at 415.5 with a target of 411 and a stop loss of 418.5. We would also like to short lead August contract at 105 with a target of 104 and a stop loss of 105.7.
Hitesh, also, what do you think the short calls would continue for a couple of sessions? Is it a positional call, or would you want to hold it only for the intraday market?
These are strictly intraday calls.
All right, Hitesh, let you go at that. Thank you so much for joining us. So while the markets are weak and there's a sell call coming in from IIFL, a sell both on lead and copper, especially for the intraday market today. That's all for commodities. Back to you, Avan.
Thanks for that, Manisha, and some important flashes then which are coming in on your screen, and that is with respect to the telecom space. You've got the EGOM on Spectrum saying that a new schedule now for the auction has been approved by the EGOM, and that DOT has expected that the deadline for the auction now will begin from early December. DOT will be filing a petition in the Supreme Court within a week to extend that auction deadline. That's some exclusive bit of information that we've got. Remember, the Supreme Court earlier had set the 2G auction deadline for August 31st, and now that has been extended all the way up to early November. Just recently, we had the DOT which got the ball rolling with respect to the pricing, the crucial issue of existing spectrum prospective charges, and that we got to know that's unlikely to be mixed with the spectrum auctions and will be looked into at a later date. The cabinet note had been sent for approval, and that had asked for that quick decision on the reserve price and the spectrum usage charge in order to expedite the auction process. But that's the latest news that we have coming in. They will be filing a petition in the Supreme Court within a week in order to extend that auction deadline.
Right, and some additional data that's coming in really is, of course, that the next step really for the Department of Telecom after this decision has come through would be to issue an information memorandum, which is really the final document that will carry the complete details vis-a-vis relating to the auction of the spectrum. Do remember 31st of August was the initial deadline that had been set in by the Supreme Court, and in the latest development then, and in exclusive details that are coming to you only on ET now, we have learned rather that the Department of Telecom will be filing a petition in the Supreme Court to extend that deadline. So for now, it's expected that the auction process will kick off only by the month of November. It is also, some of the media reports were suggesting that the Department of Telecom had learned, had actually finalized a Gurgaon-based company called Times Internet as an auctioneer possibly. So that's also some important bit of development. Let's also pull up the charts for some of these names then, Bharti, Airtel and Idea, to see how they are reacting to this bit of news. So Bharti is not doing too badly for itself. It's higher by close to 1/3%. And Idea Cellular has had a bit of a down day really, and it's still continuing to hover with cuts of close to 0.5%. 79.85 is the level that it's trading at right now. To remember, there are 13 processes which are involved in the whole auction process. So because of the, it was initially believed that the information of memorandum which outlines these details and outlines the entire process, which is about 13 processes in all, is going to take time. And it was expected that the IM may just come out by the 27th of August. But for now, given, the lengthy procedures that are involved, it is expected that the auction process, in fact, will only come in by November sometime.
Okay, but let's get in further details on this development. We've got Gauri Dwivedi joining in now on the phone line from New Delhi. Gauri, this new schedule has been approved by the EGOM. The date is going to be extended all the way to November. What does this exactly mean?
Well, this definitely means that, as far as companies that have lost their licenses, they are expected to get some kind of a breather from the Supreme Court to continue operations till the end of November. In fact, it's a 3-month extension that is being sought by the DOT from the Supreme Court as far as deadline extension is concerned. And in fact, let's just get in a word from the telecom minister as well, Kapil Sibal. He's of course part of the EGOM that has decided that a 3-month extension will be sought simply because it's not possible to complete the auctions in the time frame that the Supreme Court has set. And in fact, companies will be allowed to continue operations till the time an extension is provided to them.
We had a meeting of the EGOM just now, and as you know, by this time we have also selected the auctioneer, and the auctioneer has given us a schedule for the purposes of holding the auction. and in that context we are going to move the Supreme Court to place before them the facts and what the government has done, and also place before them that in terms of this schedule it's not possible to perhaps complete the auction by 31st of August. As you know, the licenses have been extended only till the 7th of September, and so we will go back to the Supreme Court through an intent